With around 5 to 7 games left in the NHL season and already having talked about the Vezina and the Calder Trophy winner, I think it's about time we talk about the MVP, the Hart Memorial Trophy, because, the NHL does not like to be basic with their trophy names. So that's what I'm going to be talking about. Like I said, I already made content on 2 prior trophies. I have a playlist for that. I'll have that pop up at the end card. I would highly suggest you go check those out because it's very good content. And if you like that content and this one, you might as well subscribe because I have daily content. Give me a like, give me a dislike, give me some criticisms down below because I really appreciate it. And let's go ahead and get right into this. So I have 5 players who I think deserve to be in the conversation. We're going to be talking about their player stats, where they rank amongst other top talent, and then we're going to be talking about the team record because I think that is very important because it's a team sport, and I think how much you improve your team based on your play level is very important. So first things first, no surprise here, Auston Matthews of the Toronto Maple Leafs. He is a center. He has 58 goals. That's number 1 in the league. 44 assists and 102 points. That puts him at 5th in the league. And a quick note here, it used to be like elite level for a point a game. So like 82 points in a season. And the fact that we're almost, by the end of the season here, going to have multiple players who have 30 more points than the games that they have played is just crazy to think about for me. The way the league has changed so much. And I just really want to bring that up. I wonder how much it will change in the next coming years. Are we going to have people that are averaging 1.5 points per game consistently? I don't know. That's crazy to think about. And the fact that he's 5th with the 102 points is even more insane to think about. But his team, Toronto Maple Leafs, are 49, 20, and 6. That puts his team at 3rd in the league. And like I said, I think that is very important. So we'll bring that up with each player. So 1st in goals, 5th in points, a huge contributor to that team. We're going to talk about at the end here who I think deserves to win it. I don't want to give too much away. We're just going to do stats and then we'll do kind of a rant at the end. Next up, we have Connor McDavid of the Oilers. He is a center. He has 42 goals, which is 7th, 68 assists, which is 3rd, and 110 points, which is 1st in the entire league. 110 points with games still remaining. Crazy to think about. So the Oilers are 44, 26, and 6. They are 13th in the league. Does that affect him, his team being out of the top 10 in the league? I think it does a little bit. We'll talk about that at the end again. But I think what affects him most is his teammate, Leon. Ooh, nice voice crack. Leon Draisaitl. 54 goals, 2nd, 51 assists, and 105 points, tied for 3rd. I feel like the fact that 2 players on the same team are doing so well kind of does take away from the MVP candidacy of the players. I mean, the most valuable player is really supposed to be the one guy on one team who improves the team dramatically and makes everyone else around him so good. Not so much as 2 really good players on the same team making each other really good to be in the conversation. So I think that does affect him. Both of them, I guess, Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. So what I'm going to do here is I don't have either of these guys winning. Spoiler alert, don't have either of these guys winning the award. If they do, I guess that's one thing, but in my opinion, having 2 top players on your team should affect your votes. But we're going to I want to put a ranking on these 2 players who I think was most important for the year. So most goals is Leon with 54. Most assists is Connor with 68. And most points is Connor with 110 out of those 2, respectively. I'm going to be quick about it. I'm going to be brutally honest. I think Connor McDavid is more important this year and more important for the franchise. Leon has been playing great. He's been scoring goals like crazy. I mean, he's 2nd in the league. That's very impressive. But I think Connor McDavid is able to improve his game more than Leon is able to improve Connor McDavid's game. So I think Connor McDavid would deserve the vote a little more than Leon would. But you also got to think about how the MVP is kind of compared. It's about whoever is adjudged to be the most important player of a team. So I'd say Connor McDavid of those 2. So next up, we have Jonathan Huberto of the Panthers. He is a left winger. This is the first player in this rankings in the MVP candidacy that is not a center. The first player out of 3. So he has 30 goals, 78 assists, which puts him at first in the league, and 108 points, which puts him at second. His team is 53, 15, and 6. That team, the Panthers, is second in the league. His ability to move the puck is so good. I mean, when you're first and you're pretty much getting assists every single game, and by the time the season's over, I'm sure he will, you're doing something really, really good for your team. 78 assists is just crazy to think about. I mean, he's already averaging more than 1 assist per game right now, and he definitely 100% deserves to be in this conversation. Like I said, I'll give my ranking at the end here. So we're going to move to the next one real quick. Johnny Gaudreau. I'm so bad with names. Even when I Google it, I can't understand it. Of the Flames, another left winger, 36 goals, 69 assists. That is first. Wait, that's not first. 69 assists. I messed up somewhere. 69 assists, 105 points, which is tied for third. Team is 46, 20, and 9. They're 6th in the league. The Flames have been quite a surprise for me, and I think it's a big reason to Johnny Gaudreau. Johnny? Where does it say Johnny? It's a big reason because of Johnny and also their goalie, Markstrom, who is in the Vezina race, and you should go check that video out. But he's been a surprise. The team has been a surprise, and he also definitely deserves to be in this conversation. So now let's go ahead and talk about who I think should win it. I already said Connor McDavid and Leon, for me, aren't in the race so much because they're 2 really, really good players on the same team. And a quick thing, sorry if this video is really fast or it's going to be quite short. This rant is probably longer than all the stats. It's obviously Easter Sunday. I have places to be, but I really wanted to record this video, and that's why it might be a little faster than normal, a little shorter than normal. But nonetheless, so if Connor McDavid is 1 out of Leon and him, and I don't think either of them deserve to win, we're just going to go off of the top 3 here. We have Austin Matthews, Jonathan Huberto, and Johnny Gaudreau. Oh my, I can't say his name. I'm trying, guys. So, who deserves it most? Let's compare stat for stat with each player. 58 goals for Matthews, that's first. 30 goals for Jonathan, and 36 goals for Johnny. Okay, so Austin Matthews is clearly way ahead of all of them with 20 to 30 more than them. So that is quite impressive, but you got to remember that they're playing different roles, center versus left winger, and their role on the team is much different for each player. Okay, so next up, assists. 44 for Matthews, 78 for Jonathan, and 69 for Johnny. So Austin Matthews might have led the goals category, but he is by far way less, almost getting doubled by the other competition in assists. So Jonathan has 78 and Johnny has 69. Again, Jonathan almost has 10 more. Okay. That's quite impressive. So now points. 102 for Matthews, 108 for Jonathan, and 105 for Johnny. So Jonathan is number 1 in two categories, assists and points, out of these 3, and last in the goals category. Austin Matthews is first in the goals, but last in the other 2 categories. And Johnny is right in the middle of all of them. He is second in every single category. Yeah. So what's more important for you? Is it scoring goals? Is it team winning? Let's talk team winning real quick. 49 wins for Austin and the Toronto Maple Leafs, 53 for Jonathan and the Panthers, and 46 for Johnny and the Flames. Okay. So what's more important to you? Goals, assists, points or winning? Well, for me, it's definitely winning. So, point here goes to Jonathan. But winning's not everything, especially for the MVP. I mean, if that was the case, we would be looking at whatever team is first in the entire league, which would be the Avalanche, and we'd just be choosing somebody off their team and say, hey, you're the MVP because you are on the best team. But that's not how it is. So, goals are very fun to watch. Extremely fun to watch. And assists is, I think, the most team-related thing, which is what it's kind of about. The most valuable player who brings the most to their team assists, right? So I guess point for Matthews for goals and point for Jonathan for assists. So Jonathan has 2, Matthews has 1, and Johnny has big fat donut. So next up we have points. Again, Jonathan leads. And that's because of his assist total. Now, I don't think points are as important for me because some of these players have played more games, some of them have played less, and all that stuff. So, Johnny deserves to be in this conversation. He does. But it's between Jonathan and Austin. So now that technically Jonathan has a 2-1 record on Austin Matthews, I think we talk about who is most important to their team. So how do we do that? I think you'd probably look at their team. Who do they have on their team that is playing so well? Right? Well, let's think of it this way. Austin Matthews is playing on the top line, clearly, with a rookie who is playing darn near insane and in the Calder race. While Jonathan Huberto is playing with some older, not quite old, but like older than rookie at least, who know what they're doing, know how to move the puck, and know how to score. So, who is more important? So Austin Matthews he's first in goals, and he is almost half of the assists. But how much does that matter? So Austin Matthews, how I see it, when you have 58 goals and 44 assists, you're able to take charge of your team when they're not doing so well. Jonathan Huberto, 78 assists, extremely impressive. But how much of that is him consistently being the best passer in the league versus how much of it is him having very capable teammates and getting them a decently open shot. Now obviously you got to take this with a grain of salt. He clearly has some phenomenal highlights where he is going perfectly stick to stick, wide open net because of his pass. But how many times is his pass lead to an assist because the person he's passing it to is able to make it go in the net? Or a deflected puck, or anything of that nature. So, we got some critiques for both, right? I want to talk real quick about the adjudged most important player. Who improves their team the most just from being on the ice? Just from being on the ice. And I think I have a clear answer for who I think should win MVP. And I think it comes down to the adjudged best player. And I think it is Matthews, because he's able to take a rookie, he is 26, but a rookie nonetheless, and make him look very, very good. And he's able to take his defensemen who aren't super well known for scoring goals and still allow them to get goals with his passing. But Austin Matthews is also able to take hold of the game and say, this team is going to win, and go score goals. Right? And that's extremely important. I mean, he's one of not a whole lot of players who have, I think he was at like 50 goals in 50 games or something. He just had that here soon. And I think that's why Austin Matthews is my Hart Memorial winner and my MVP. because he can take control of the game. He improves everyone on his team dramatically. And yeah. And like I said, the MVP is a regular season award. I'm not saying the Toronto Maple Leafs are going to go farther because they have Austin Matthews versus Jonathan Huberto. But strictly based on a regular season, I think Austin Matthews deserves to win, even if he, technically speaking, statistically, would be losing in a battle of assists to points to goals. And even compared to record, I think he just brings more to his team. And with that being said, go ahead and leave your opinion down in the comment who you think deserves to win and why. Because I want this to be discussion, because you catch me on another day and I might say Jonathan Huberto. So, but thank you for watching. I appreciate it. You might as well go watch that playlist if you watch through this far, because it's very similar content and very good at that. And if you like this content, you might as well subscribe and ring the bell because I have daily content. Give me a like, give me a dislike, your opinion on who you think would win down in the comments, and maybe some criticisms because I do truly appreciate it. So as always, I'm not going to rant because like I said, it's Easter Sunday and I do have places to be. But as always, I hope I taught you something. I hope I put a smile on your face. Hope I made you laugh because that's something that is truly important to me. And lastly, as always, you guys all be safe out there.